This is Severe MMA. I'm Steve.
I'm Shawn.
And, we're here to talk a little bit about BAMMA 23, Night of Champions. We're going to preview some of the fights, and good Lord, if they put a heck of a fight card on yet again.
Amazing again, isn't it? BAMMA are this steamroller at the minute in UK MMA, and the show's just, I didn't think they could top Ireland, but this card, for me personally, tops it because just outrageous matchups on there.
Outrageous matchups from the opening fight to the closing fight. This could probably be an hour and a half long preview of of all of it. Yeah. But it is a stunning card, and as you say, BAMMA coming off arguably one of their more successful shows with Ireland. I mean, that arena was pumping. The fights were excellent, and now they're going straight into a Night of Champions. And first off, again, I said we could probably be an hour and a half. I wasn't kidding. There's some stunning fights. If we look at some of the undercard, just very, very quickly, there's some fighters on there you're excited to see.
Obviously, I'm big into the local scene. I love all the guys in and around from the Midlands. They're the fighters who've been around from the start. So the guys like Jayo, but Harry Marple, Tobias Reed, Paul Taylor's another Birmingham guy. These guys are all sort of been in and around this, from the Ammers and the Pure MMAs and stuff. We've seen them all fight on them shows. So the Birmingham guys for me are what, they make the card for me. Never mind about the other 11 great fights.
I'd say, and again, like Jai Herbert, we've seen on FCC, and the two fights we've seen him have there, they were arguably fight of the night performances, so we know he's exciting. Tobias Reed's coming off a disappointing loss, but not a disappointing in terms of his performance was bad. It's just he lost a very close, tight fight to another. It
was a great fight, and I think. We both spoke to Tobias afterwards. It's no harm to anyone.
No, gosh.
We said that before the fight. Whether Tobias won or Ashley won, it was going to be one of them. They're probably not going to face someone of that caliber again now for 3 or 4 or 5 fights maybe.
Yeah, I take nothing away from Fowler, which is Reed's opponent. He's tough, but I think Tobias is going to be a little much for him.
And very hungry.
Very hungry after the last performance. There's some other guys on there. You're talking Paul Taylor. He's fighting Austin, and he's come off a huge win in his last BAMMA outing. I think Austin is a real contender at heavyweight. Taylor's
maybe the real deal.
Yeah, and Taylor's tough. We know that he's going to keep coming no matter what. But Austin, I think, is going to be knocking on the door of title.
Definitely a future heavyweight contender. Paul Taylor, like you say, though, he was the guy on a tear not so long back, beating all the top guys in the division, and he's had the last couple of rocky fights.
One more that I have to give a shout out to, because I think we were both disappointed that we didn't get to see him perform the last time out, and that's Nad Narimani. He was supposed to be fighting, I think it was Ashley Grimshaw, but that fight got pulled off. Well, now he's stepping in against Jeremy Petley. We know Petley brings it every time, and we know Nad Narimani is dynamite in the cage.
This is just when people they say the word fireworks and things like that. This is what this fight's about. Jeremy Petley's not going to take a backward step. Nad Narimani's not going to take a backward step.
No.
These are going to swing, and both probably if you could pick 2 of the gamest fighters in UK MMA.
Yeah,
they'd be in the top 5 or 10.
Oh, without question. And now they're going to have to put those skills and both their massive hearts on the line, and that's going to be a hell of a fight. Let's take a look at the top fights on the card. When the Night of Champions, for a reason, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 title fights. We got everything from sort of heavyweight down to bantamweight, flyweight. So we've got the whole gambit here. And we'll start at the bottom. What was originally dubbed as the main event for this card was Ruben Wolf, German heavyweight, fighting Mark Godbeer. Thank you. But as I understand it, Godbeer and BAMMA have come to an agreement with a Japanese promotion for Godbeer to appear on the New Year's Eve card. Mm-hmm. That's the card that Fedor's supposed to be making the comeback on.
Oh, so you know more than me. I didn't know any of this.
So, there's a reason that Godbeer's is not on this card, and that's because he'll be preparing for that. Now, whether it's he versus Fedor, I don't know, but it is he's fighting on Fedor's coming out.
To be fair, if you got a chance to fight Fedor,
you'd go, wouldn't you?
It's one of the things you probably you'd want to do, but
in Japan,
probably not want to.
But the money'd be great, wouldn't it? And the experience, and hey, Fedor's been human. But anyway, but so that necessitated a change, and so now we have Tom Denham, who we've seen a number of times, fought 4 times at BAMMA. You know, this is a heavyweight with sort of welterweight speed hands, and he's facing Rubens Wolf, the German #1. Wolf last competed on this soil and beat James Mulheron.
Made for the cage.
Made for the cage. Yeah. Mulheron, a highly touted heavyweight prospect, still well,
I think probably top 3 British,
without question. And so Ruben has a habit of spoiling the British party. This is a really tasty fight for the interim heavyweight championship. So obviously, Godbeer will face the winner of this. I've seen the footage on Ruben. I've seen some of those stoppages.
See, I'm one of these. I've got to back the Brit.
Yeah.
Tom Denham, and we've interviewed Tom a few times. Ruben, completely unknown to us. Tom, we've interviewed him a few times, and he's a top boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another one, one of these fighters that, he's just game. He's going out on his shield one way or the other.
Yeah. He's got, and again, I talked about the speed. I mean, this guy is, he has fast, heavy hands. They're not just heavy hands. They are surprisingly quick. That's going to make for some interesting exchanges.
It's going to be a great fight, but I've got to back the Brit.
Yeah, if I'm going to make a decision here, I think Ruben probably has a little more experience. I think Denham's got the speed. I'm going to say Ruben Wolf decision, and Tom Denham is going to put in a performance that makes the rest of the rest of the landscape at heavyweight really stand up and take notice. I just think a little bit too much experience, but hey, it's a great fight.
Did you actually come off the fence?
I came off the fence. I did that, and I mean no disrespect to either, and what a hell of a fight that's going to be. I don't think it goes the distance. Do you?
No.
I think Rubens is going to finish it late in the fight.
I've not seen Rubens.
There you go. I said Rubens by decision. No, I'm changing my. I think Rubens will stop him late into the fight. And I think this is a dark horse fight of the night. Heavyweights sometimes because they're going to brawl, but I think this is going to be something spectacular.
Okay.
Let's jump to the flyweights. And Chris Maya was supposed to be facing the champion Randy Sedare. Again, Chris Maya, a local fighter
another Birmingham lad, and massive for the weight class as well.
Yeah,
Chris is one of them guys, you see him walking around, you think, well, when he gets in there, he's got a back like Brock Lesnar. It's not ridiculous.
I'm gutted that, he had to withdraw from the fight. And step in the ultimate spoiler, Shawn Superman Hack.
Missed the decision.
Hey, look, there's a lot of people that sort of... I've heard a lot of people complain and moan. I've seen it posted on social media that this guy's boring and but this guy wins fights. And he's beaten some of the best at the weight class. He beat Ronnie Mann. He's beat Mr. Pink. He's beat Damian Rooney. I'm sorry... Yeah, it might not be the most fan-friendly kind of style, but there's no doubt in its effectiveness. And that makes him a real spoiler here. It's Shaj's BAMMA debut.
Sedare's a big BAMMA favourite as well, and he's I put him up there as one of BAMMA's poster boys, if you like.
But again, with reason. I mean, his one loss came to Pietro Manga late in the final round. He gave the submission up in the end. Pietro, arguably the best featherweight not signed to an international organization at the moment. So there's no harm in that loss. He's run through everybody that BAMMA have put in front of him. He put on an excellent. Him and Mahmoud Basharati.
Yeah, Mahmoud forgot about that fight. Yeah, that was a cool fight.
So we know he can stand and bang because that's what they did for a lot of the fight. We know that he's all rounded, but we also know that Shaj is probably the biggest spoiler in UK MMA.
I'm gonna put it out there. I think Shaj Hack takes this.
I think Shaj decisions him.
I think it's going to be the type of fighter Ronnie's never faced before. I know he trains with some of the best now.
Yeah.
But Shaj is just one of them, isn't he? He's just like you say, the ultimate spoiler is the Ali Arish of that weight class.
Yeah, and again, with no disrespect to Ali, wins with a better record. a hell of a fight for his BAMMA debut. I mean, Rennie is easily the more aesthetically pleasing fighter to watch.
100%. Yeah.
And he's got incredible skills. It's going to be, can Rennie implement his game plan and stop Shaj's, grinding, close, sticky, uncomfortable style.
And I'm going with Shaj.
I'm going to take Shaj by funnily enough, by decision. We move up a bunch of weight classes now.
Looking at it is amazing.
We got Marcin Van Lazars taking on Paul Bear Jew Craig. We saw Paul in Ireland at the last BAMMA where he stopped, Colin Moore. I think a lot of people were a little bit surprised by that.
Everybody in Ireland, not mentioning any names, Andrew McGann, was convinced Colin Moore was going to beat him.
And Paul Craig came in and did the business. Obviously a powerful man. Want to know in BAMMA, Lazar's 2-1. His loss comes against Max Nunes. No, again, that's not. It's not a name you should be too sad about having a loss at that stage in your career. But he looked very, very good against Brett McDermott. He used his fighting brain. He made it an MMA fight. I think Marcin is an absolute legitimate 205 champion. You know what I mean? Craig, I think, comes in probably with, again, like McDermott did, more power and a puncher's shot. Marcin is going to have to use his all-around MMA game. But I'm not going to sit in the fence here. I'm going to say Marcin Lazarus again by decision.
Okay, I'll go Paul Craig. Just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Paul Craig to have a bad first round and then stop him in the second with submission.
Man,
same as last time out. I just think Paul Craig, we had the discussion with him on the night. We said before, it's not the fault the guys that Carl Moore had and stuff like that. But he beat the guys in front of him. He beat Carl Moore. He's in a bad position, got himself back, and I think doing the interview afterwards. I think he's the right kind of Craig.
Right kind of Craig.
Yeah, a little bit.
Go on. So you're taking Craig's second round.
Second round submission.
Excellent. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it went completely different. This is why it's such a great card.
Yeah, it's good. It splits opinions, doesn't it?
I just think Marcin perhaps might be just a bit more of a complete fighter right now.
Maybe.
Because then we move back down some weight classes and we go to two guys who have got a bit of a grudge. Ed Arthur is just a phenomenal athlete. He's obviously the BAMMA. He's the reigning champion at the moment. Came off an impressive performance against Alan Philpott. Then you got Shea Walsh training at the Tiger Muay Thai, looking phenomenal at the weight class, stone cold killer. And then you put the two of them together, Ed Arthur for Shea Walsh for the title.
You're excited about that, aren't you?
This is such a good fight. I think Shea has the experience and obviously trains in a fantastic camp, but with Ed Arthur you really do have that. You look at him, and every time his game develops, every time he's a better Ed Arthur than he was before. And
Ed Arthur is one of the most exciting guys to watch in the UK, mate, and everybody wants to take Ed Arthur for Shawn at the minute.
Yeah,
and, he's the guy at the top. He's the guy everyone wants a shot at. And when you talk to him, like we've done, like I keep mentioning interviews we've done. That's how we sort of get to know these guys, and he's so charismatic.
Yeah,
he's everything you want in a champion.
You're saying that Randy Saddam may be like kind of one of the guys that could be a poster boy for Ed Arthur. Ed Arthur falls into that category perhaps more so than just about anybody else they have at the moment. Charisma-wise, if he can keep performing to the same standard that he can talk, and if he can keep talking at the same standard that he keeps fighting, it's the total package.
And his opponent, Jay Walsh. Now, talk about, he's a young guy and stuff still, but a veteran within UK MMA.
16 fights.
A guy that's got a win over Sol Rogers.
Yeah.
Now, anyone that can beat Sol Rogers at any point in his career has got to have something special.
Yeah. And again, you know, we've caught up with Shawn a number of times, and we know how hard he pushes himself at the training camp. And you know, again, those guys at Tiger Muay Thai, they're all saying that that Shay's a killer. He's going to come in and kill him, and that's the kind of fight Ed Arthur's going to want. Ed Arthur's going to want, and you know, when guys say, you know, I want the best version of you, when Arthur says it, he means it, because once I knock the shine off you, it sticks to me. And what a fantastic fight. Both guys. I mean, I'm not picking this one. I can't. I don't know. 1 minute it's Walsh uses a bit of savvy and experience and grinds a solid decision out. And then I got Ed Arthur will use a technique that we haven't seen him use yet, and it will change the fight. And then I go back to, I'm not picking this one. I'm just so happy I get to sit there and watch it. Final fight of the night. One that arguably could be shown on, you know, Fox or Spike TV, as part of a Bellator show. You've got 50 cal Stapes himself, Martin Stapleton, taking on the warhorse Gavin Sterrett. Again, you know, you were talking about experience playing a factor in the last fight. This one reads almost the same way. You've got Stapleton, who's 16-4 now, 2-0 in BAMMA, facing Gavin Sterrett, 6-1. BAMMA debut, but his last 2 wins come on a larger stage.
See, this is why we say experience counts. I know both these guys, Stapes, have been around since back, you know, Ultimate Fighter days, and I'm pretty sure Sterrett was kicking around in them days as well. Probably not competing, you know, as Stapes was, but yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? I think Stapes is at a really good point in his career. But so Sterrett, I don't know. He is. It's one of them, if you're winning 2 fights on Bellator, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
The thing is with Sterrett, he's not fought a great deal in this country for the last goodness how many years, so I don't know. Look, we know what Stapleton brings to the cage. He brings a certain mindset and an aggression and precision as well.
that over the last 4 fights has really started to take hold, catch fire. Against Sterrett, who I think arguably on the ground is going to be a very dangerous prospect for Stapes. I think Stapes wants this fight standing. I think he doesn't want to be I think standing in the pocket will be fine. Fighting at distance, fighting at range. I don't think he wants to clinch, and I certainly don't think he wants to play on the ground. That's where I believe Sterrett wants the fight to go. And again, I think you're going to get that battle of who can implement where the fight takes place.
Yeah, I think we spoke to Stapes at FCC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that whole camp up there seems to have changed a bit. You know what I mean? All the guys, Inman, Stapes, guys that you wouldn't normally have as, not confident, but, you know, sort of outspoken and stuff like that, have started turning things around. And, you know, I think he says, I couldn't give a fuck about, you know what I mean?
Or who, what,
whoever it is, whenever. I think they've got this swag about them in a minute that's going to take some...
Yeah. You see that with Inman as well, without there's something coming out of the Full Contact Performance Center in SBG, Manchester. You know, they're kind of catching their SBG iron cousins up in terms of their ability to, you know what, I can't say this because I think it and I can back it up. And phenomenal. Are you going to,
Stapes. Stapes.
It could be, you think Stapes all day?
Purely based, so this is no offence, Gavin, just because we know Stapes, I want to root for him. Okay,
I think the 50 cal we spoke to a couple of weeks ago was probably, I think you used the word the right kind of crazy for Craig.
Yeah, he's getting there. Yeah,
that's where I see Stapes, and I didn't used to. I think he used to be a little more not reserved, like he wasn't like an introvert and shy, but he'd say the right thing, the thing, toe the party line almost. But now, it just seems there's a bit of a. I'm not gonna sit on the fence on this one. I'm going to say it's a cagey first round that perhaps doesn't get the fans excited, and Stapes finishes in the second, late in the second, with a TKO.